So I just got done watching the Justice League X RWBY, Heroes and Hunters, Part 1. That's right, this is Part 1, ladies and gentlemen. So there will be a Part 2. And, oh man, the cringe factor is off the charts when it comes to this movie, this thing. First of all, I kind of wish this was put into 2D. Who knows? Part 2 might be in 2D. That would be awesome. They do what the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour done, which was one of the best crossovers when it ever happened on TV. But we're not here to talk about that awesome thing. That's a masterpiece. We're here to talk about this cringe fest that I was forced to watch. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this was just terrible. Like the explanation, the Justice League were teenagers. I think I'm all over the place. This is what happened. And this is spoilers, by the way. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Get out of this video if you don't want to be spoiled. Jesus Christ, this was just terrible. So it starts off with Ruby and Yang meeting Clark Kent, Superman. And boy, did they have to really, and I mean really, weaken the Justice League in order for them to really be part of Team RWBY. Because do you really think Superman would have a problem beating up all these Grimm by himself? But the Grimm were different, because they're technically in a simulation. So the Grimm are absorbing dust that Team RWBY and the others are using. So it's making them stronger instead of making them weaker. In fact, when some of them die, instead of completely disappearing, sometimes some pieces will be left behind, which never happened. So let's talk about each crossover. So that's the main part we're here for, this crossover, an excuse. First one was with Ruby and Yang meeting Clark Kent, Superman, where Superman's having a hard time, and they're confused with what's happening. Their memories seem jumbled and don't know what's going on. And of course, first thing they do is they make fun of Superman's name. I am Superman. Superman, like, nah, we're not calling you that. You gotta call you something else. And they call him Clark. Then you have the crossover with Blake and Wonder Woman, which Wonder Woman shows off how badass she is. And then they're off to going off to Beacon to talk to Professor Ozpin. Then you have my actual kind of personal favorite one was between Weiss and Bruce Wayne. It was interesting because I was kind of mad, which I was always mad in his entire movie, but still I was intrigued because I was mad like, this isn't Batman, this isn't Bruce Wayne, he isn't broody or the one I grew up with. I grew up with broody Batman, so that's just how it is for me. But the thing is, Batman never had a chance to be a kid or a teenager. So him being a teenager, it felt uncomfortable to him. It felt off. Plus, he felt powerless around his time as a teenager. Probably not as an adult, because he knows he can go with the best of them. But he probably thought if he had powers, he could help out more than he could. So, with that being said, it turns out in this world, Batman is a faunus, a bat faunus. And he feels completely useful. And the dynamic between him and Weiss is reasonable at first, They don't really trust each other until she kind of believes him for some weird stuff is happening. And she seems to, I don't know, people say it was a crush or ship thing, but I believe it was more of a, he's useful around here. Maybe he can stay, because she kept offering him to stay, like, maybe you can stay here and be useful and actually help, and help out, if like you actually belong here and stuff. I didn't really feel the romance thing, because if it was so, it was just forced on. But then again, that's what the writers do in this show, force shit on you. But it didn't bother me. I really did like this dynamic more than anything. Then of course there's Cyborg and a different kind of Green Lantern. One that's very afraid, but again, there's teenagers. So probably more of a fearsome person. She's an adult, Then we have the Vexen. Her name is Vexen, Vextress. I don't know. I don't know this hero. I'm sorry. I do not know this hero. Of all the heroes you could have put, and of course also Flash, which is actually Kilgore. Never spoilers. So they just have petty squabbles that were felt it was completely forced. The thing though, Team RWBY has worked with other people before, adults and other teenagers and other teams. Simple, but they never really squabbled like this. No matter what happened, they found a way to work things out and fight and do good combos. But for some reason, they were squabbling for no good reason. Like, what was the point of the squabbling? It felt forced. There was no need for it. Then Nora was acting out of character. Like usually Nora follows orders. She follows orders. Tell her where to smash, and she goes smashes. But for some reason, she's all this. I can handle it myself. I don't need your help. And stuff like this. And then there was this thing between Cyborg and Ren as they were trying to help her and stuff. And like, what the heck is this? What is this? This is if Nora gets help, but she has got help before. She never said, I can handle myself. She'd be like, oh, thank you. Thanks for having my back. Out of nowhere, she's just acting completely out of character, aggressive. If you make her mad, yeah, she'll get mad. But her getting mad for people wanting to help her, I have never seen this in any of the volumes ever. Of Nora. Because Nora's character was usually simple until recently in volume 7 and 8. So she never acted this way. It made no sense to me. It felt stupid. Really, really stupid. And Cyborg's design was like, he wanted to feel useful and stuff. But he didn't. It's the way he was. And for some reason, he has dreads for some reason. Why the hell does he have dreads? He's a freaking cyborg. You're the robot. You don't need the freaking hair. It makes no sense. Why the hell do you have the hair? I know it's a petty thing to pick at, but it makes no sense. Where he is a cyborg. How is that happening? How is that working for the hair to be over the freaking... It's a bad design. Why? He looked just as cool with no hair and robotics, just as the way he was, and everyone liked it. Plus, what happened to his freaking can buster? What he usually has, the buster. He didn't have the buster at all. This makes no freaking sense. Where's his damn buster at? Superman's carrying a freaking hammer around, a hammer, like he's fucking Thor. Really, he's Thor all of a sudden. Okay, I guess because the reason why all this is happening because their powers have to, match with the world of Remnant, which never seen happen before because we've seen our heroes travel to different worlds all the time, so they're able to keep their powers. But I guess because of what was going on in simulation, you were going by the rules of Remnant, so therefore their powers were deducted. Okay, fine, I'll give you that. But still, it just felt bad. And plus, the person who was behind it was this unknown villain named Kilgore. I never heard of Kilgore before. Then again, I'm not a big DC kind of fan like that. I know more of Marvel stuff than I do DC. But even then, I don't know much of Marvel. And let's face it, at the end of the day, I'm a freaking weeb. So there's that, okay? Tell me about Frieza or Captain Ginyu or Blackbeard or even Aizen and shit. Okay, I'll tell you some stuff. But not with these guys. So apparently this guy named Kilgore was trapped inside a simulation, but he was trapped in there too because he partnered with, tricked him as he tricked them. So like, okay, that's pretty interesting. The question is, who is them? Who is him? Who is the one that Kilgore teamed up with and got conned over? That's the bigger question here. But then again, we took out the glass, like, wait, someone did this from our world, set us up inside here. So who was it? Who was it? Ironwood? Was it Ozpin? I can't think of anybody else with the word him in it, So that being said, it makes sense why there's only Team RWBY and Team Jupiter there because they're inside the simulation. The fight scenes were okay. There was no rock and roll music playing with vocals, which I thought was going to happen at any moment. It didn't happen. It mostly stays in the forest. They're fighting in the forest. There's no day or night. Then again, it's because there's day, but there's no night. I didn't really see any night there. But because it was a simulation. The reason why they were teens is when they're thrown inside a simulation, Kilgore turned them into just like into teenagers, so they'll be at their most vulnerable, their most emotional and stuff, where they have a hard time trusting people, having confidence in each other. The Green Lantern was having trouble with getting her powers back, even when she did have the ring, because I guess as a teenager she didn't have that kind of, confidence or bravery that she does now and stuff, or how the Beast Girl didn't have her necklace, but she was like a fox or something. So I guess she was pretty cool and stuff. Batman, which was Bruce Wayne, of course, felt like he wanted to stay there because he felt like he was a warrior, like Wonder Woman, a warrior. But he was a warrior anywhere he went because he's freaking Batman. The fact that you're going against the best of them with no powers alone tells how badass you are. And you ain't no Tony Stark, too, by the way. Now, if you had the genes of Tony Stark and still the Batman, you would be unbeatable. But you're already badass as it is as Batman. Everyone wants to see you as Batman. Come on, man. You're awesome. But I guess sometimes when you see someone that's awesome, they see themselves as not so much. And that could be the truth. That being said, I was kind of disappointed. There were some good things here or there. RWBY learning what it means to be a leader. But then again, none of this is canon, so I guess we just sweep up the learning out the freaking way. Same thing with John and his PTSD of Pyrrha and stuff. All this is not canon, so therefore all the things you learn here don't mean a damn thing. Oh man. But anyways, I had my feelings with this. It was entertaining to watch, but God did I cringe so badly at some of the dialogue and some of the choices that the writers made. It was just bad. Some of the characters were out of character, and it was just some of the stuff also felt forced, like really forced. Especially the thing between Nora, Ren, and Cyborg. I don't know what the heck that was about. The thing with the Green Lantern girl and John was actually pretty well done. And of course, the thing with RWBY and Superman was actually well too. Even though Superman didn't have his powers, he was calling out his team. He was telling them what to do, and which he was for a leader. He's been a leader for a while, so he knows what it is. Where RWBY has been a leader for that long, so therefore she doesn't have that confidence, which makes sense. So that is believable. So that was good. I guess the thing with Blake Yang and stuff was different because they were saying how, in Remnant you're a warrior already when you're a child and stuff, a teenager, and they believe they shouldn't be that way. But then again, they chose to be a warrior in the first place. No one told Yang to come to the battlefield and fight. She chose to become a warrior and go to the battlefield and fight. Same thing with Blake. Blake was well off in a good place, but she chose to join up the White Fang and be a rebellion. And then she left the White Fang to go to Beacon to join a different side. No one told them to be on this thing, so in a way, the lesson didn't mean anything. Again, it's not like they weren't drafted, okay? They weren't drafted. So, once again, the lesson just felt idiotic. So, the only good thing I really had was with RWBY and Superman, Batman and Weiss, and even John and the Green Lantern girl. Those were good. Flash didn't really have much to do because he was being possessed, so there's that. And now we have to wait for part 2. Ah, part 2. Oh man, my suffering will not end, huh? I also watch it. I'm hoping though this time they'll do 2D. I want to see RWBY. We've already seen RWBY in 2D in anime style, which was pretty good animation. But this time I like to see RWBY in a DC animation style. Because if you ever watch some of these DC animated movies, they are amazing. So I really tell you, give those a try. They're very good. Always top quality animation. So if they do, when they do part two, fingers crossed that they have it all in 2D animation, DC style, baby. That would be the bomb. So no matter how cringeworthy the story and dialogue is, I will be enjoying some good fight scenes. And Team RWBY this time goes to Earth, and that would be nice. But to be honest with you, I would rather have an anime movie of Team RWBY going with Blaze Blue. Remember they did a movie, a video game, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, and of course they had other game genres such as Persona and the other one. But the one that people really hyped about was, RWBY joining it, because the others were based off of video games, but RWBY just joins in, which RWBY's not based off a video game, but here she is. And the game is actually pretty successful. So yes, hopefully we will get that, because I will pay money to see it. Blaze Blue cross RWBY thing, not just a video game, but an anime. That'd be nice. So anyway, this video is long enough as it is. I just want to say that I cringed really hard in this movie, but I still enjoyed it in a way because it was entertaining, just dumb fun. But other than that, it was okay. Not the best crossover. Definitely not the best crossover. Could have been done better. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you tell me how you felt when you watched the movie. Did you enjoy it? Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Anime. Signing out.